Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Getting closer to the end of the week already. You can almost smell the weekend. Here we are. We got some sunshine. Hey, that's good, right? Not everybody has shadows yet. Some of you still have a little bit of cloud cover, but pack a little patience. You're going to get brighter and brighter with each passing hour. And what makes the day so special is the dew point temperature that we gauge the humidity on is going to drop as well. So as we get brighter, we keep drying the air out. The combination, they play out well, means that by the time we get to the afternoon, it should be quite comfy. A little warm for some of you in the 80s, but it will be nice. Be some sun and it won't be any rain. And it will be a day where you can maybe get outside and enjoy a little time outdoors. I will be mowing. You'll hear my mower in Northwest Huntsville because my grass is ridiculously long. But yeah, it's nice to have some quiet weather, and it goes on through tonight and for Wednesday and Wednesday night. Thursday, we introduce a little bit more shower activity to the area, but it looks like it will hold off more towards like late in the day. I think much of Thursday will be dry, but there will be a big pattern change though by the end of the week. So enjoy Tuesday, Wednesday, because once we get into Thursday, Friday, and eventually Father's Day weekend, not only will we be tracking rain and storms again, but a lot higher humidity. It all comes back. And it will certainly have a very summer-like feel as we go through the weekend. Maybe not like 95 to 100 temperature, but near 90 with the humidity, so it will feel like 95 to 100. And we'll be tracking some rain and showers, kind of those pop-up storms that you get in the summertime that bring like really heavy rain and then they move off. Not the kind of rainfall where it rains all day. So there'll be times even in the weekend you could be outside. Just gonna have to dodge a few showers. That's why the WAFF 48 app, it's the best app I've ever, I worked at a lot of TV stations. It's the best TV app I've ever had. And it's my go-to when I'm tracking the radar on my days off. So maybe that will come in handy for you too. Hi, Tegan. Tegan, you were up with me really early this morning. You were like, Jeff, I hear some rumbles of thunder and lightning. Yeah, you don't hear the lightning, you saw the lightning. But yeah, Tegan and Albertville had a little thunder this morning. There was one little rogue storm that Eric Burke was tracking on air this morning about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. In Coleman, there was some real solid rainfall, pretty good downpour, but that all moved east, and that's why we're starting to clear out. And areas north and west, like if you're in the Shoals, Lauderdale County, you're actually going to start to clear out before everybody else. So you still see a little cloud cover there on the Huntsville camera, but as we go through the afternoon, that line of cloud cover just keeps on moving southeast. So it'll get brighter and brighter, even in Albertville for Tegan. So that's good. All right, take a look at the temperatures. I'm going to pull this up full. Nope, I messed up. There we go. I fixed it. So there's your temperatures, everybody. A lot of 70s out there. Still a little humid out there. The dew points are still around 70. That has not adjusted yet. What you want is you want that 63 in Leoma. So what's happening is like if we can get the dew points down closer to 60, it's not nearly as humid or as uncomfortable, and it can go a long way to making the air feel a lot better to you outside. And that's the goal this afternoon, is to take these 60s to near 70 and drop them back to the lower 60s. Like we already see evidence of the drier air northwest coming in, which is good. So enjoy the great afternoon. Temperatures slightly below where they should be for this time of year. If we only hit a high of 85, because we should go like 87 this time of year. So for those of you who don't like it hot, it's right about where it should be. Clear and pleasant, low to mid 60s tonight. Actually, a delightful, refreshing kind of night with the humidity down. If you have like evening plans, a little cookout on the patio, I'm all about it. After I mow, that might be what I do. Cook myself a little dinner outside. 3-day forecast. There's your beautiful Wednesday, and it looks good. And then the storms come in Thursday. Again, real isolated stuff Thursday. A little bit more scattered on Friday. I know the terminology is weak, but it just means like I think Friday will probably have a higher chance of more coverage than Thursday. But keep in mind, when you have this much humidity building back into the area, there'll be times when it's not raining, but when you do have a storm, it's gonna pour. It doesn't look like widespread severe weather at this time, but I wouldn't be surprised if we have some gusty winds up to maybe 30, 40 miles an hour, and obviously some very heavy rainfall. And that's going to continue for early next week, maybe even to mid next week. The pattern remains unchanged. And the reason why is, oh, I did it again. I'm so sorry. I'll get it right eventually, everybody. Oh, I lost myself. Yeah, I lost my circle box. Thank you. I'm back. Thank you, AJ. I appreciate that. So why this pattern is going to be unchanged once we get into the weekend, get this big dome of high pressure. It's going to be off the Atlantic coast, and the airflow around the high is clockwise. So what it does is, a lot of times we think high pressure, great weather, right? This is the one time when high pressure can actually hurt you a little bit, because as the airflow goes around that high in the Atlantic, it brings up the moisture from the Gulf. And what happens is you can pop these daily showers and thunderstorms. And sometimes the high pressure doesn't always mean awesome weather. Sometimes it can backfire on you a little bit. And that's what will be happening as we go into the weekend and early next week. Allison, hello. Have a great day. Allison, you have a great day too. Allison with a Y, which I think is awesome. Hi, Morgan. Good to see you on. Hope all is well. And Tegan says, boyfriend left out at 4 a.m. for work and woke me up, and both toddlers up. I'm never up that early. You are up, Tegan. You were up really early with me because you were Facebook messaging me when I wasn't even on air yet, and I was talking with you. That's really early, 4 a.m., right? Patricia says hello, and Kaylee's on. She had thunder and lightning too this morning. Kaylee's like, Jeff, what's going on? These storms severe? No. They were loud, bright, and wet, and it was really literally from Coleman to Albertville and then east and moving out. And that was really the only area that had some storms this morning. Everybody else was quiet. There was a lot of fog this morning too. It was a very dreary day. It was a hard sell for Eric Burke this morning to tell you how great the day was going to be when everybody's waking up for the morning commute and it's cloudy and foggy and there was even some rain, but it got better quickly and it will continue to improve through the afternoon, which is really awesome. We deserve a good little stretch of weather, even if it's just 2 days. But let's throw Thursday in there too. I know it's going to be a little bit more humid, but if those storms are isolated and they play out for more areas dry than wet, you actually squeeze out like 3 days where you don't have to worry about storms. But we'll see how Thursday plays out. Forecast models kind of backed off on the rain yesterday, and then they kind of brought it back a bit today. So let's just hold middle ground until we get to Thursday. We'll keep it at 30% for now. That looks good. So Dio from PC is in the house, which is always good. Hi, Donna Oliver. Good to see you. I hope all is well from Phil Campbell. For those of you who don't know, Dio is her initials, and PC is where she lives, Phil Campbell. Kaylee says, yep, they scared me. Yep, the storm's loud and bright. For some people, but good news was there was no gusty winds or anything like that. It was pretty typical thunderstorm, which is good. Kaylee says, and this is why we'll go into weather so I know you won't be scared. There you go. That's what Kaylee did. Kaylee does not like thunderstorms. So what she did was she enrolled at Mississippi State to become a meteorologist, literally like this week. I don't know when you're going to start your classes though, but I'm sure soon. It's pretty cool. Tegan, I think me and Kaylee both, yep, you both are. And, well, I appreciate that. It's very kind of you to say, Tegan. But, yeah, Tegan, Kaylee meet each other. Hello, hi, Tegan, meet Kaylee, Kaylee, meet Tegan. Yeah, you might even be neighbors and don't know it. That's what Weather Extra does. It's just bringing everybody together is what we're doing here, right? I mean, you might live on the same road. I don't even know. You should all message each other, say hi. And you both don't like thunderstorms, so you have something in common already. I see friendship blooming here is what I see. It's great. Sarah, hi there. Hi. I like the hi there with the exclamation point. Right to the point. I like that. Oh, and then I lost your comment. I have a son who really loves learning about weather, so he's watching your live stream. His name is Daniel. Well, hi, Daniel. Daniel, I think it's great you love weather. That's fantastic. Weather's kind of cool, even on like days that are nice like this, Keeps you on your toes, that's for sure. It's always changing. You got to keep track of it all. You don't sleep. You don't eat. No, I'm just kidding. You do sleep and you do eat. I'm just kidding. But Daniel, I think it's great. And Daniel and Sarah, whichever one of you want to help me. Daniel, like what age are we here? It'd be great. If you're ever interested in wanting to go to school for it, let me know. I'll tell you some great schools to go to. It's good stuff. Hi, Carolyn Andrews. Always a pleasure to see you. I don't have my coffee mug. I forgot to bring it in. But coffee cheers, mugs to you. Mugs up. Hi, Tamara. Good to see you on. Hope all is well. Got the pool open yet, Tamara? If you do, I'm coming over today. After I mow, taking a swim. I'm on my way. I know where you live. I stalk you. I don't really stalk you. I'm just kidding. I just like Tamara a lot. Hi, Lauren. Good to see you. Sarah, I'll take thunderstorms over tornadoes any day. Yeah, thunderstorms that aren't severe, right? Little boomers. Like, I'm okay with like some lightning and some thunder. I'm not really a fan of it for my dogs because my dog Rubble does not like thunder. But I never want to have severe weather, even if it's damaging winds with thunderstorms, like we had Saturday, where we had that like swath of storms that moved through with those really strong winds. we did a story today, and I forget the young lady's name, but she was talking about how she had storms. It was in St. Florine, and she had made a decision to make lunch instead of take a shower, and the bathroom took a tree right down it, and it caused a considerable amount of damage. She was very thankful. But, and that wasn't a tornado. That was just wind, a lot of wind, really strong winds. A lot of times I know, because we've had so many tornadic events in the Tennessee Valley, that when we have severe weather, many people gauge it like, well, if it's not a tornado, we're fine. But sometimes the winds can cause just as much damage, and sometimes lightning can too. Lightning doesn't even spark, excuse the pun, a severe thunderstorm warning, because lightning is not a criteria for severe thunderstorm warning. So sometimes you could just have a thunderstorm, but if it has cloud to ground lightning, hits a tree falls, hits your house, hits your car, boom, now you're in trouble. Now your whole day's ruined, right? You gotta go get insurance. If it's really bad damage, you might not have a place to live for a while. And in all seriousness, it doesn't always have to be a tornado that causes damage. So, hi Jason, boy, that rain came down hard by Lucy's Branch yesterday evening. It did. And speaking of that, Jason, that's a great segue. You just gave me like a little volleyball set, and I'm going to try to spike it here, Jeff Desnoyers style. My good friend Vacation Valerie, who I don't think is on today because she's at the dentist and she's not happy about it, where she works, had so much rain that it actually flooded one of the rooms in the back of the building. And she was like, what am I going to do? Boss is away on vacation. She had to take care of it herself. She had bought a little wet vac. She was like trying to clean it all up. But where it did rain yesterday, and some of you did not even have a storm yesterday, but where it did rain yesterday, it poured. Cats and dogs, meow, meow, wolf, wolf. It was coming down. And I had one of those downpours at my house in Northwest Huntsville, and it came down quick. I mean, it rained so much that the road out front started to flood a little bit. Not that I have the best drainage on my road, but nonetheless. But yeah, that's a good point, Jason. Good stuff right there. Thank you for the volleyball set. I appreciate it. Tegan says, I'm in High Point, about a half a mile from the Albertville Airport. See? I see a budding friendship here between Tegan and Haley. Hi, Renee from Brownsboro. Renee Luther, good to see you on. Happy Tuesday. Hope you have a chance to be outside today. Enjoy some sunshine. Good stuff. Daniel is 10 on July 25th. Well, happy early birthday, a month and a half early, because I'll forget by then. But 10 years old was about the time when I started to get interested in weather. I think it's a great age. I love doing school visits. 10 would be about 5th grade, 6th grade, depending. And that's about when it all started for me. And I love to go to school visits with that age bracket, because the younger students that are like a little bit more like 3rd, 2nd, 1st grade, it's more about fun, seasons, and you're goofing off a little bit and you have fun with them. The kids get so excited, right? And then high school, you go there and they all know everything at that point. So you're just kind of like talking them through maybe if they want to make that decision down the road to be a meteorologist. But the 5th and 6th graders, that like target age, they're like a sponge, man. It just everything you have to say about it, and you can see their eyes light up when you start talking about it. And I can tell in the classroom which one's going to be the meteorologist when they grow up. It's pretty awesome. Very good stuff. Good age to get interested in weather. And you know what's great too? Now, not when I was a kid back, in the Ice Age, they didn't have meteorology classes in junior high and high school. Now they do. A lot of school districts do have at least a month where they focus on weather, and that was the case at all when I was young. So maybe that will inspire more and more people to want to become meteorologists down the road, which would be fantastic. As many people say, it's the one job you can have and be wrong and get paid. Don't repeat I said that, because I can't stand when people say that to me, but it's okay. Zelma, good morning, Jeff. I hope you're having a great, blessed day. I am. I'm excited. I'm excited about the sun. I'm excited that after the noon show today, I have like 7 days off. Yeah, I'm excited. It's a good day. I feel very blessed. Kaylee says, I start the classes in the fall, and she's only about 10 minutes away from you, Tegan. That's awesome. Well, Kaylee, Connor turns 1 on the 26th this month. If Connor's interested in weather at 1 year old, I don't even know how to say that, that would be pretty awesome. Could follow right in your footsteps, right? That would be great. Tegan, happy birthday to Daniel. That's awesome. When's my birthday? Oh, my birthday. They come too fast and too quick nowadays, but mine's in August. I'm an August guy. I'm a Leo. I started counting backwards when I hit 50. That puts me at 48 now. Sarah, we live in Northeast Huntsville and don't get too much severe weather. That's good. But we actually had lightning strike in our backyard and damaged our chain link fence. It was super scary. The thunder boomed so loud that I was shaking for a while. And some of my kids got really scared. There was a short flame, but it went out by the rain. There's a great example, unfortunate example, of what lightning can do, right? It probably cracked on that chain link fence, made it even louder. Yeah. Oh, Carolyn, you're so sweet. That's why we get along so well. Mugs up twice. Still young. I don't feel my age, so it's good. Sarah says, Daniel says, thank you to Jeff and Tegan. Well, that's good. That's fantastic. Daniel, I'm so excited that you're 10 years old and you like weather. I think that's pretty fantastic. I'm going to pull up the 10-day so you can see it more. I feel bad, too. There was somebody who asked me yesterday when Father's Day was, and I thought it was the following Sunday. My dad at home is probably not going to be very happy with you when I tell him that story. My dad's like the coolest guy ever. But, yeah, so it's this Sunday. Yeah, sorry, whoever I told that to yesterday. My bad. But, yeah, this Sunday. And a lot of you asking me, can we cook out for Dad in the afternoon? Can we cook out for Dad in the evening? When you have a setup like this for the weekend where you have these like pop-up storms in the afternoon and there's no defined line, it makes it very tricky to kind of tell you 6 days or 5 days out if your backyard's going to have a thunderstorm when you decide to cook out. But I can tell you this, as we get closer to the end of the week, we could probably get a little bit more of an idea of when the storm threshold would be on Sunday. And that may go a long way into deciding if Dad can have a cookout. Maybe you do the cookout early afternoon, or maybe you try to hold off until the evening when the storms have come to an end. But yeah, we'll try to fine tune that a bit for you. Sunday looks like more coverage than Saturday, though. I will say that. So, Alexander's 5, Scarlett 4. Look at this. Alexander calls the Thunder and Lightning Mater and Lightning McQueen. Mater and Lightning McQueen. That's from Toy Story, right? Cars. Thank you. I appreciate that. I recognized it. I just couldn't name that movie. I was in the ballpark, so to speak. Oh, speaking of ballpark, those of you who know, a big baseball fan, love baseball. I tried to play a little bit in college. It was an epic fail, but I don't know if any of you follow college baseball. I know a lot of you were following because of Auburn and Alabama. They were, in the regional and the super regional. But if anybody was up late last night, and it's why I'm a little sleepy today, I stayed up and watched that Murray State Racers game against the Duke Blue Devils, and Murray State won. And I posted something on my Facebook page about it because I was so excited that they won. Not that I'm a Murray State fan, but they were like the underdogs, and I love underdogs. And I couldn't believe the responses I got back. There's a lot of Murray State fans in North Alabama, and I didn't know that. I thought it was pretty cool. Or maybe they were just baseball fans that like underdogs like me, but they won and they're going to Omaha. It's pretty cool. This is not just about weather, everybody. Yeah, I bring up a little sports. We'll talk everything. It's all good. But I do have to kind of wrap this up here in a second, though. Is it Della? Della Hovey, have a great day. Thank you for your weather updates from beautiful Gunnersville. I love Gunnersville. I find an excuse to go there as much as I can. I love City Harbor. I could just sit on that boardwalk and just watch all the boats on the lake. And jet skis, a lot of jet skis too. Reason says, good morning. We got some thunder and pretty hard rain about 5 a.m. in Gunnersville. You sure did, Reason. Yes, you did. There was a little thunder and lightning just in your little neck of the woods this morning. Should be out now, though. You should be good the rest of the day. Carolyn says, Saturday I'm going to Beeham. Please tell Mother Nature not to give us strong storms. I don't think the storms are going to be strong, Carolyn, this weekend. I think they're just big rainmakers. But if you're making that drive to Birmingham, then you got to come back in the afternoon and you get caught in one of those downpours. It's like two hands on the wheel kind of downpours, which are what we have. Like we did this past Saturday when I drove through one, and I was so worried I was going to fishtail in my truck coming back. I was driving from Hartselle to Huntsville on Saturday. And I did not leave at the right time. Kaylee, the clouds will go away very soon. We already have sun here in Huntsville. Unfortunately for Kaylee and Tegan, who live in Albertville, you will be the last to get into sunshine today. It should happen soon, though. I'm hoping by noon. I'll check the Gunnersville camera in a little while, but I saw clouds when I came back here. But everybody else has sunshine right now, so you should get into it pretty soon. So, all right, I got to go. TVL, 11 o'clock, noon newscast. That's at noon, go figure. And got some weather updates coming, and everybody enjoy the great day. Eric Burke will be back tomorrow morning. He'll be here for Weather Extra. Obviously, Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis will be in tonight. He'll be on for Weather Extra at 9:30, and everybody have a fantastic day.